That is the introduction to one of the most famous songs by Creedence Clearwater Revival. It's called Proud Mary, and it's written in a 4/4 time signature, which brings me to this video. Yardism has asked 4 very good questions, so let's get right into it. The first question is, what band do I feel like deserves more recognition? For me, that is Blackberry Smoke. And this little video clip is pretty well self-explanatory as to why I feel like this is an underrated and underrecognized group.
Well, my fall from grace was a sight to see. Good turn to bad and bad turn to misery. I found out what it is and what it's not. And all I ask for sure ain't what I got, no. Well, I've been rained on, rode hard and put up wet, danced with the devil till I'm in debt. Took all I got and it ain't much left of me, yeah. Barely held together by a few old threads. Hey, I'm still here. There ain't much left to see now. Woman, I'm still holding on, and there ain't much left of me. Yeah, baby. Thought that I'd hit bottom, but I ain't there yet. You'd be surprised at how low a man can get.
Question number 2. What are 2 musical styles that people would be surprised that you like? Well, when I'm cleaning up the kitchen at the end of the day, one night I might be listening to Leonard Skinner, and the next night I might be listening to Chopin. The Leonard Skinner part probably doesn't surprise anybody, but the classical music would. So classical music is something that I really like. At the end of the day, a lot of times at the end of my work day, when I'm going through charts and whatnot, I'll be listening to classical music. It's soothing, kind of allows your mind to relax, and I really enjoy that. Another style of music that I like is folk music, of which Bob Dylan is king. But there is a Canadian singer-songwriter who has been acknowledged as the greatest songwriter to come out of Canada. His name is Gordon Lightfoot, and I love practically everything he ever did. Here's a little clip of one of his songs that I really, really like.
I can see her lying back in her satin dress, in a room where you do what you don't confess. Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been creeping round my back stairs. Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been creeping round my back stairs.
Question number 3. Name 3 songs that you are almost too embarrassed to acknowledge that you really like. Well, Chad, you asked. The 3 songs that I've chosen kind of embarrass me because of the subject matter. Number 1, Madonna's Like a Virgin. That video brought me through puberty. Number 2, Hot Legs by Rod Stewart. And number 3, a song by the group Bread called Make It With You. Chad, you asked. What can I say, man? I've got 6 kids. The 4th question is, name 4 artists or bands that you would like to see live. To answer that, let's go to my study. I got a few books I want to show you and some other things. I guess my first answer is pretty obvious, huh? I have been an Elvis Presley fan since I was 3 years old. He would be my number one choice for someone to see live. I've read all the books. I've seen all the movies. My home is a little over an hour's drive from Graceland in Memphis, Tennessee, and I've been there several times. I honestly know more about Elvis Presley than I should. It's been my observation that his entertainment career can be divided into 4 phases. There's the 1956 Elvis. A little scrawny, runt, impoverished kid from Memphis, Tennessee was discovered by Sam Phillips and almost overnight hit worldwide fame. 1956 saw the release of hit after hit after hit. Love Me Tender, Don't Be Cruel, Hound Dog, Jailhouse Rock, and his first movie, Love Me Tender, came out in 1956, which skyrocketed Elvis into worldwide fame. And then in 1957, he was drafted into the Army. When Elvis came out of the Army, that is when he entered the second phase of his entertainment career, which was the movie phase. And admittedly, he hated that phase himself. It didn't take long for Elvis to become sick of the monotony of those movies and their terrible scores. He felt like the movies were stifling his creativity as an entertainer. Before long, it didn't take him that long in the movie industry to say, I'm sick of this, I'm getting out of it. And in 1968, he was fed up and he said, no more. So he got with Colonel Tom Parker and said, I want to go back to live entertainment. In 1968, they filmed the Singer Special, which is also known as the 68 Comeback Special. Now, anyone who knows much of anything about music can visualize the image of Elvis in the squared circle with that Bill Ballou designed leather suit, and it's just iconic. I mean, it's something that most everybody has seen and knows. But the Elvis that I would like to see in concert came a couple of years later. In 1970, he did a series of shows at the Las Vegas Hilton International Hotel, and they were filmed for this movie. This is a remastered version. You can get this on DVD, and to me, this is the absolute greatest footage ever filmed of Elvis Presley. He was about 10 pounds lighter than he was in 1968. His voice was in full form. He was lean, tan, and Bill Ballou had designed a series of jumpsuits for him that are iconic and timeless. If you watch that performance today, it is current. If you saw Elvis perform these songs in those outfits looking like that right now, it would just blow your mind, and it would be a current performance. So I would like to see that Elvis. Plus, he surrounded himself with some of the greatest musicians available. Ronnie Tutt on the drums, James Burton on guitar, Glenn Hardin on piano. And the Joe Garcia Orchestra backing him up. That is the epitome of Elvis Presley, in my opinion. In 1973, he did the Aloha from Hawaii special, and that was his last hurrah. After that, he went into a phase that I call Elvis in his last days. It all just plummeted after that. The other 3 entertainers that I would like to see perform live are Creedence Clearwater Revival, Stevie Ray Vaughan, and Tom Petty. Chad, this was a great challenge. I appreciate it. These are 4 great questions. Now I'm going to leave you all with a little blast from the past.
Suspicious mind. We're caught in a trap. I can't walk out because I love you too much, baby. Why can't you see what you're doing to me? When you don't believe a word I'm saying. We can't go on together with suspicious minds, and we can't build our dreams on suspicious minds.